So you just graduated high school and you're wondering what your next step should be. You don't really have a fixed path in life and your mom is honestly telling you to get off your ass. So you end up choosing to go to college or university like a lot of other people do, and mostly not to look like a bum who has nothing going for themselves. So now that you decided to go to college, what major or program do you even go for? Half of them are going to be completely useless and a waste of thousands of dollars, while the other half will be slightly less useless. Well, here's a simple guide. First, you got business, the program where classes become optional since daddy's money basically has a job lined up for you when you're done. The usual day consists of skipping classes, partying, and doing a bit of hard homework. But let's say you don't have daddy's money. Next, you got engineering, and all I can say for engineering is good luck. Every engineer is constantly on less than 4 hours of sleep, with the only thing driving them is caffeine and the hope to make millions of dollars working at a world-changing company. Next, we got nursing. Unlike engineering, this program contains a ratio of 99% girls, but that's about where the differences end, with having the shared drive of caffeine while being inspired by the greatest show of all time, Grey's Anatomy. Then we got computer science, one of the sweatiest programs out there, and I mean that literally. They can't seem to wash out that smell that constantly comes off of them. Trust me when I say that you'll be able to identify a computer science major by your nose and not your eyes. The day mostly consists of a lot of coding and a lot of math, and if you suck at both, you'd still make a great software engineer. And they work so hard just to be unemployed in about 2 years. Then we got psychology, a degree where you'll convince yourself you'll be able to analyze people, but just end up trying to guess your friend's zodiac or MBTI sign. But in all seriousness, it is a pretty diverse degree that can lead to many paths, or lead to you being a bum. All depends on how hard you work. Finally, we got fine arts, and in all honesty, I have nothing written down. I have zero clue what they even do with this degree, nor do I know what they do in this degree, but all I know is that they can make a mean cappuccino. Once you decided on the major that you're going to be choosing, next comes if you're going to be commuting or living on campus. Commuting can save you a lot of money, but at the same time, you sacrifice your sanity with commute time. Commuting also makes you feel a little bit more distant, since you aren't always on campus. Staying on campus is honestly a popular choice for many students, since you're able to build a community of friends while coming at the cost of, cost. For many people, this is going to be the first time that they are living on their own, and many come to the realization how difficult everyday life becomes when your mommy and daddy aren't there holding your hand all the time. Some people will thrive, learning to adapt while others continue to struggle. One thing that becomes apparent is how creative you have to become when you're living on your own, especially on a low budget. You have to learn to fend for yourself and hunt for yourself to gain sustenance, like Bear Grylls. Okay, so maybe it's not that serious, but you will have to be creative in how you stretch $10 for a meal. And you might be thinking, what about meal plans in the dorms? Trust me, those won't last very long with your fat ass. And unless you want to be eating ramen every day for your meals, you'll have to learn some sort of cooking skills. Unless you turn out like this. Then you just end up mooching and stealing off your roommate. Now what about actual classes, since that's the whole point you're here. They can be a major hit or miss depending on which major you choose from, and especially which professor you end up having. And you might be thinking, oh, I'll just skip classes and learn on my own. You'll soon regret that once you start to cram everything for a midterm the night before and wonder where the syllabus is even located. On the note of professors, they can either make or break your mark entirely. Some will be the spawn of the devil, forcing you to attend every class with weekly quizzes or 100% exams. Yes, those exist. While on the other hand, some professors will literally not care about a single thing you do and give you an A to pass their class. It's honestly a mixed bag. Now, let me give you some quick tips. Try your best to talk to as many people as possible, and don't be sad when they don't want to talk to you. Trust me, I know from experience. Join clubs that you think you'll enjoy. And finally, this will be the only time you will be around so many people your age, so if you don't end up finding the love of your life, it's okay, because it wasn't gonna happen from the start.